In a city so filled with icons of antiquity and the Christian faith, it's hard to know where to go first. Of course, your own interests will govern your choices. But there are certain sites that are almost obligatory landmarks of Italy and top attractions in the world, such as the Colosseum and the Pantheon. A word of caution: try to vary your experiences as you explore Rome, so that you don't visit too many ancient sites or churches in a row, and intersperse these more serious attractions with a few that are simply tourist icons. The Spanish Steps, and that place all tourists must go to toss in their coin, the Trevi Fountain. Rome is so big that it can overwhelm, so even the most devoted sightseer should take some time to kick back and enjoy la dolce vita. In a park or a sidewalk cafe, you'll be able to choose the best places to visit with this handy list of top attractions in Rome. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll tell you about 10 of the best places to visit in Rome, Italy. So without further ado, let's dive in. Here's a couple of interesting facts about Rome. Rome was the fastest growing city in the world. You may already know about how significant a part the Romans played in European history, but this fact highlights just how integral the Roman Empire was. In the year 133 BC, Rome recorded a population of just over 1 million inhabitants for the first time in world history. That's larger than a number of current cities around the world nowadays, despite being over 2,000 years old. All roads actually do lead to Rome. During the dominance of the Roman Empire, the Romans built a gargantuan network of roads to expand their empire across the continent of Europe and North Africa. In total, the Romans built up a network of about 50,000 miles of road, spanning from England to Egypt. Road trip, anyone? So, what are the best places you can visit in this ancient city? 1. Coliseum. Located in the center of Rome, is a must-see attraction when in Rome. This oval Roman plan is the biggest structure left behind by the ancient Romans. It's the largest amphitheater that was ever built, and it's no surprise it's still the largest amphitheater standing. Emperor Vespasian started the building in AD 72, and his son Titus, who was also his successor and heir, made further modifications by adding the fourth story. Travertine limestone, tuff, and brick-faced concrete were used for its construction, and it could hold around 50,000 to 80,000 people. The Colosseum was used for festivals, circuses, theatrical performances, and games. 2. Pantheon. The Pantheon is the best preserved ancient building in Rome, and it deserves a spot on your itinerary. This masterpiece of Roman architecture is cylindrical with a portico of huge granite Corinthian columns under a pediment. It was constructed in 126 AD to serve as a temple for the Roman gods. However, in the 7th century, it started serving as a Christian church. When inside, appreciate the beauty of the dome and the oculus, the opening of the dome. It gives it special lighting. Further, it's a burial place of Italian kings and other famous Italians. Here you'll see the tomb of Victor Emmanuel II and Raphael, the famous artist. 3. Vatican City. Though the Vatican is the smallest independent world state, it's drenched in Christianity and history. Despite just having an area of half a square kilometer, there's plenty to see and do. The Pope, priests, nuns, a few dignitaries are the only people permitted to live in the city. As earlier mentioned, there's so much to explore in the Vatican, and its size means most of these attractions are just a walking distance from each other. Be sure to visit St. Peter's Basilica, Sistine Chapel, Vatican Garden, Vatican Necropolis, Vatican Museum, Pinacoteca, and St. Peter's Square. 4. St. Peter's Basilica. This Renaissance-style church is located in Vatican City and is regarded as the center of Roman Catholicism. Pieta, Michelangelo's sad but beautiful masterpiece, is found inside the church. St. Peter's is not only the largest world church by measure of its interior, it's also considered one of the holiest churches in the world. With this in mind, there's a strict dress code in place. Though entry is free, short skirts, bare shoulders, hats, and shorts above the knee aren't allowed. It's believed that the church is also the burial site of St. Peter, who is said to be buried directly below the high altar of the Basilica, also called the Altar of the Confession. 5. Trevi Fountain. Trevi Fountain comprises of a Baroque masterpiece that showcases Oceanus, Neptune, the sea god, along with tritons, horses, and shells. Beneath, the fountain's water calmly swirls and collects in a big coin-filled basin. The fountain looks magical at night as the moonlight shines on the fountain's basin and the streetlights make the angelic white marbles glow. Throwing coins into the fountain is a famous tradition for visiting tourists, as it's believed to guarantee them a return to Rome and increase their chances of finding love. Later, the coins thrown into the fountain are collected and used to support charities in the city. 6. Roman Forum. The Roman Forum is a collection of the most important structures of ancient Rome found between the Palatine and Capitoline Hills. Previously, it was the center for religious, political, public, and commercial life. The building started falling into ruins after the 7th century. Much of the area is in ruins, but you can still be in awe of what remains of its past glory. Here you'll see the Temple of Saturn, the Arch of Septimius Severus, the House of the Vestal Virgins, the Temple of Antoninus Pius and Faustina, the Arch of Titus, among many other fascinating ancient structures. 7. Piazza Navona. Piazza Navona is a beautiful large public square in Rome built on the site of the Stadium of Domitian, constructed in the 1st century. This lovely square is adorned with 3 spectacular fountains, Fontana del Moro, Fontana di Nettuno, and La Fontana dei Quattro Fiumi. Fontana dei Fiumi, designed by Bernini, is the largest and has 4 rivers that represent the major rivers in each continent. Nowadays, the public square is favored by large crowds who enjoy watching street performers and artists. A vast number of tourists love dining in the many restaurants in the area and shopping in the nearby city market. 8. Spanish Steps. The Spanish Steps seen at the Piazza di Spagna is a 135-step stairway nestled in the middle of the Trinita dei Monti church found at the top, and the Barcaccia fountain sits beautifully at the foot of the steps. Over the years, the steps have had mixed reviews, with some labeling it as underwhelming, while others a must-see sight. The views at the top of the stairs make the climb worth it, as you'll enjoy breathtaking views of the surrounding attractions. People typically prefer sitting at the steps and eating while people watching. However, many were not impressed by the large crowds. 9. Palatine Hill. The Palatine, referred to as a green heaven, offers a new outlook of Rome and its history. It's part of the 7 hills of Rome and part of the great Roman mythology. It's said that it's where a wolf found twin boys, Remus and Romulus, and cared for them until they were rescued by a shepherd. Palatine Hill has often been called the first nucleus of the Roman Empire and has many ruins and pathways to explore. Some things to discover here are the House of Livia, Domus Flavia, Domus Augustana, and the Baths of Septimius Severus. 10. Castel Sant'Angelo. Castel Sant'Angelo is a huge drum-shaped fortress on the Tiber River that was begun in AD 135, initially designed by Emperor Hadrian to be used as a mausoleum for his own family. Over the years, it has had many functions, but recently, it became a national museum. It's divided into many impressive sections, such as Passetto di Borgo, the Bastions, Hadrian's Mausoleum, the Pope's apartments in the courtyard, Grande Loggia and Giretto, and finally the top terrace. Guests get to the castle across a pedestrian bridge full of statues of angels and ascend to its 5 floors on a spiral ramp. That was all from us today, folks. For more similar content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.